What up, good peoples? Mr. Anomaly coming at you again another day with Mr. A. Happy A Day, y'all. We're doing another one. More imprint talk. I'm going to do a piggyback off PG on this one again. He's going to use a analogy. I like the way I like his analogies. He's going to break down falling in love with a woman. I'm just going to do a piggyback session just to add my 2 cents. TLDR, another Babylonian roast. Because it all starts with sex. It all starts there. Everything else is just filler. People hustling and telling people what they want to hear to try to make money, man. This stuff is really 1+1 is 2 as far as I'm concerned. But we're cooking with gas, y'all. We're cooking with gas on this one. I'm just letting y'all know TLDR is another Babylonian roast. I like men and women. I just like to do it. I call it how I see it. Y'all clicked on my face. I'm just warning y'all right now.
Gas.
Hey.
Cooking with gas.
Cooking with gas.
We all cook better when we're cooking with gas.
Gas is so hot it's not on when it's off. It's the only way to cook. That's what I was taught. Now here's a fact you should have to know to pass. 9 out of 10 chefs.
This little breakdown
only
took me
cook
out.
gas. Why is that, you say? Can I cook my way? The benefits you have to tell will really make your day. So listen, class, because we're gonna go fast. Here are all the reasons
We should cook with gas. Cooking with gas, y'all. Cooking with gas. More imprint talk. Again, people don't like talking about this. As far as I'm concerned, you're denying the truth. You're denying your sovereignty, especially as a man. And we live in a society. What type of society we live in? A society that's bent the knee to the Jezebel spirit. Too many Potiphars and Ahabs in positions of power, and it's just a trickle-down effect, man. You tired of hearing me talking about it? Click off, man. It is what it is. Here we go. Shout out to PG on this one.
It's your boy Warren B. Arthur, Pimp God, what your mama should have told you, and this is my latest audiobook, Mother Chaos. Mother Chaos. When you look at the attributes of yin, you'll notice darkness. You'll notice passive. But you'll also notice chaos. And chaos is a natural part of the feminine essence. In truth, creation needs both chaos and direction in order to create. Men have tried to blame women for being evil or soulless because of their natural attributes, but the masculine principle once developed is supposed to bring a counterbalance to it.
I told you, Adam. I gave you charge, Adam. This is why I said, man, until you can establish yourself, figure out who the hell you are, without a woman, without society's external BS, without the peanut gallery's opinion. This is why I said, this is why, in my opinion, we're 90% fucked.
First point there about how we remedy this challenge, which is about self-expression, more self-expression. That's what I heard.
Not self-expression, introspection.
Introspection, getting to know ourselves.
Right? So it's very simple. So if you look at your idea of what it means to be a man, what percentage of that idea comes outside of you? And what percentage of that idea comes from within you?
About 90% comes from outside of me.
And that's why 90% of people, we're 90% fucked.
That makes me laugh. But yeah, I mean, what type of society we live in? I need the woman to complete me. This is, again, it all starts there. I'm gonna loop it back in. We gonna loop it back in. You tired of hearing me talk about it? Click off, man. This is how I see the world and how I see it, man. We're 90% fucked. If I do A, B, and C, I'll get unconditional love. She's just gonna act. She's gonna naturally act right as long as I just do A, B, and C. Just be a good little worker ant. Try to make her happy. Be the square peg in the round hole. Fall my own sword, and it'll all work out. How's that working out for the majority of relationships?
No matter how fine a woman is, developed is supposed to bring a counterbalance to it. No matter how fine a woman is, there's always that one dude, at least that one in her life, that she couldn't conquer.
I don't think dudes appreciate what he just said right there. There's always that one guy. You guys see why I play the imprint video all the time? I'm not just playing that video to be playing that video. The only woman this doesn't apply to is a woman who hasn't had sex. There's always that one guy. There's always that one guy. And again, what type of society do we live in?
I was never giving my 20s to a man because I know the sacrifice that comes if you're an ambitious woman that wants a family. And I said, 20s, you can't have that. But 30s onwards, you can. Because by then, I know myself, met me, and you either accept me as I am or you hit the door.
Accept her after Pookie and Chad, or I like to say Ted Bundy and Richard Ramirez and Pook already had they already imprinted her. Oh, it's just sex. Oh, we got to go out and have our fun. This is the way of Babylon. There's no point in arguing. I'm just calling it out, man. There's no point in arguing. No point in trying to debate this. It is what it is. Just accept it and move on, man.
To give a single girl
Yeah.
some dating advice, what would you say to her?
How old?
Let's say she's like 21.
Oh, 21. Just bang them all. Bang them all, because men are so immature that you're not gonna lock anyone down. Don't even start thinking yet.
There's always that guy that they can't conquer. And again, we've already established that all women think they're unique and special. So she thinks the rules don't apply to her. Move accordingly. There's always that one guy.
Remember, that's why I was saying in the other show, don't let every man hit the bottom of your vagina, the root of your vagina.
Creating
They don't know about the
sometimes.
bottom. They don't know about the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom, or had a lift to hit that bottom and work that middle with a woman. She spread her legs wide and she started screaming, saying, "Yeah, daddy, that's it," or she might stop.
This is my go-to clip. I'm gonna keep playing it, y'all. This is just gonna be part of. You're not gonna see too many women being real like this. You're not gonna see too many women being upfront about the imprint. The only woman this doesn't apply to is a woman that's a virgin. That's why they be getting mad. But it is what it is. Let's keep going.
Not all types of profanities, because he done hit the bottom, and now her mind, she insane. Her mind ain't good because the penis done ejaculated all in her brain. She's gone crazy. So you don't let every man hit your bottom, and your body remembers it. Just like a man will put a woman over a dog, and then the woman start calling out the man's name, screaming the man's name. Then she let him know she coming. When she coming, she hollering. She calling for him. Man, this stuff is programmed all up in this woman's vagina, rectum, uterus, all up in this mind right here.
My favorite part.
And that will actually bind her. Actually reduce her to a comfrey. On my wall in academia, but I have a master's degree in being played by men, used by men, told everything I want to hear to get me in them positions. And I am, to be honest with you, I'm just gonna be real about it. I'm very upset by being made a fool out of them.
The only woman this doesn't apply to is a woman who hasn't had sex. There's always that one guy. I'm very upset by being made a fool out of. And it's only because she thought she was unique and she realized she was just another notch on his body count. And this is why I keep telling dudes, you need to figure out who the hell you are. They are being imprinted by men who are not desperate, who are not lonely, who don't base their self-worth on how many women they got. These dudes don't give a fuck. You, however, are the complete opposite. They see you coming a mile away. This is why this stuff is paramount, man. You radiate it. They see you coming a mile away. when you're lusting after them, when you're lonely. I'm getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself. That's this video. That's pretty much the video. You can click off. That's pretty much where we're going with this. And that's why I said, and I tie it into the Potiphar and Ahab simps who are in the powerful positions and just put out all this media and entertainment and all this shit. And people wonder why everybody's easily succumbing to witchcraft and programming, AI and all this stuff, man. This stuff's deep, man.
At least that one in her life that she couldn't conquer.
She never forgets it. Never forgets.
Once a woman conquers you, you can't take that back. All you can do if you're intelligent is drop the package to save your ego.
Drop the package. It's going to cost me the woman-ass ninjas. It's not going to apply. And again, what is romance? What is romance? Romance doesn't tell you to drop the package. Romance tells you to make it work as a man. No matter what she's throwing at you, no matter all the verbal daggers and the chaos, you are the real man for trying to make that work. Driving yourself crazy, aging yourself. That's a real man trying to make that work. That's the society we live in. Potiphar and Ahab's, too many of them in power. That is the mantra. Again, I'm all kinds of pieces of shit, sexist, misogynistic, little dick, get no bitches. What type of society we live in, man?
And start over again clean. Because all you can do if you're intelligent is drop the package to save your ego. And start over again clean, because the longer that you hold on to something that's further damaging your masculine ego, the more you get used to it.
The more you get used to it.
Let me say that again. The longer you hold on to a damaging situation, something that's damaging you. Because the greatest and the worst scars are the ones that are emotional and psychological, and mental. Those scars sometimes never heal, whereas a physical scar can.
I want to add on to that. The more you deal with that, the more you get used to it. Let's use our thinking brains, the individual free thinkers out there. Generally speaking, what's the basis of the relationship? The woman. I'm nothing without a woman. You get used to it. That's one thing that trips me out about normie dudes, is like dudes actually brag when they call the woman the boss, and I got to check with the boss, and you know how it is, women. Can't live with them, can't live without them, women. like I can't help this situation I'm in right now. It's like, that's just life, huh? That's what it's like dealing with women. You get used to it.
Do you not cry?
Well, instead of letting it out, try holding it in. Every time you have a feeling, just stick it into a little pit inside your stomach and never let it out.
Are you supposed to have a pain under your rib?
Yes, that's natural. The body doesn't want to swallow its emotions. But now you go ahead and put that pain inside your stomach too.
I think it's working, Uncle Hank. I feel sick, but not sad.
There you go.
You get so used to it. Hank acting like he's spitting some knowledge right there. That's normie shit. Dudes who bent the knee to get the woman, which again, that's to keep society pacified. We're at the end game now. Late stage, raid boss, capitalism, all that's being exposed. Like, they don't need the normies anymore. That's why all this stuff's being exposed. But that's what pacified the masses. Happy wife, happy life. With the woman don't even like your ass. You're just a worker ant. What's the guy, the Greek guy that pushes the boulder up the hill and then it goes right back down the hill, and that's his hell. He just keeps pushing the boulder up the hill and it goes right. That's what being a man is. Being a little worker mule, just eyes, cross the T, dot the I, don't ask any questions, don't look around.
Hear my plan. Put up with her for 7 more years. Then we'll get married. Once the first baby comes along, she's bound to settle down and start treating me right. After all, I deserve it.
These writers, man, they spitting that truth, man. That's average normie stuff right there. But that's the basis of relationship. That's why we're 90% fucked. Most people, most dudes aren't going to get into their sovereignty. We live in a society that's geared, that doesn't want you to do that. You ain't nothing. You need to get laid. You need to get laid as young as possible. And it's by design. This is how I see it. This is just me giving my opinion. Y'all clicked on my face, man. Too many Potiphars and Ahabs in positions of power. I told you, man, I tied it into the totality of it all. It's bigger than me. I've always viewed the world bigger than me. I know it don't revolve around me. I'm just a drop of water in the ocean. I look at things in its totality.
The longer you hold on to those scars sometimes never heal, whereas a physical scar can. The longer you hold on to a chick that's eating you alive in terms of your masculinity, your manhood, your backbone, your resolve, right? Your ego, your male confidence, the more you become used to it. And sometimes we become used to it early in life.
You ain't got none by the time you 17. There's something wrong with you. I need to get laid. I need to get laid. I need to get a woman. I ain't shit without a man. I need to get a woman. I need to get a woman. I need to get a woman. I ain't a man unless I get a woman. I ain't a man unless I'm having sex. I'm Gen X. What was like in the 80s, man? What was those? A lot of those movies. We're getting laid for the summer. Woo-wee! What's the goal? The woman. The woman's the goal. She's the prize. She's my key to salvation. She's my key to unlock my, as young as possible. The milk's already been spilled. I'm just calling it out. That's why I say it, man. I can tell men who mold themselves to this, man. I've always been able to sense it even when I was young, even in the 90s. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but it was always there.
There's nature, and then there's also nurture. So we have to be very careful about this concept called love. I think of love as a 3-foot-high pool.
I like this analogy. Listen to this analogy.
This concept called love. I think of love as a 3-foot-high pool that the kiddies play in. Shaq is like, what, 7 foot? But if Shaq laid down with his back to the floor, right, of a 3-foot-high pool, he will drown to death if he doesn't get up. If he takes that water in, he'll drown to death. And this is my concept of what is known as falling in love. I'm not a red pillar, I'm a black pillar. So I'm not going to give you whack tactics and game and the right questions to vet a bitch. Because a lot of y'all don't really know how to vet a woman.
That's a powerful analogy. I like that. You're willingly getting down and drowning in 3-foot water, and you're willingly lying down and just you're drowning when you do that. This is why I just started just through my walk and just people watching and just hearing dudes bitch and complain and trying to blame women. I'm like, because I don't deal with this. Women don't be rude. I don't deal with that stuff with women. Women get quiet around me, bro. I don't deal with all. I'll be looking at y'all going back and forth and stuff. I'm just like, it seems like you guys got to allow the stuff that y'all be dealing with to be happening in your life, man. I don't be doing all that back and forth, man.
Too much talking, 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 too much talking.
I bet you don't get a lot of women talking like that. What does that tell you about the general relationship, how most dudes interact with women? That's why I said I can tell a dude who downloads courses, who molds himself to popular styles and trends and music, who molds himself to the woman. And it just ain't PG, it just ain't me. Let me let Roy Masters tell y'all. Back in the 80s.
React to a woman's love, you come down into her to accept ego support, emotion, it's called love, falling in love. You're falling away from what love is all about. And you leave behind your strength. And you become sure only because a woman loves you.
You become sure only because a woman loves you. Why are we all saying the same thing? Different errors. Guys and the men in the Bible days all saying the same thing. Because this stuff translates the meat suit. This stuff is spirit. Ain't nothing changed but the people. I can tell dudes that sell their souls for sex, man. I'm a master at it, man. I've always been ever since, but now it's just like, that's why I'll be going back and forth and arguing with people, because I know at its core where it's coming from. Most dudes take on the traits of the women. And again, I hate to pick on the community, but that is you want an easy example? You can look at the black community. That's just, it's too easy. That's too easy.
Fusion, because this emotional, passionate love is very violent. The kind of love that women offer men is always through hating men. Because when you get married, what are you getting married for? Men don't get married because they love women. They get married to get a fix. You know.
I agree with that.
Most people do not love. They cling. They use love as an excuse to be in a relationship or to desire a relationship. But the relationship really isn't love. It's two people clinging to each other. Most people do not love, they cling. They use the other as a shield against their own existence.
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Sure, every night. Men. Because when you get married, what are you getting married for? Men don't get married because they love women. They get married to get a fix. You know, it's sure every night. 3 times a night. You know, and that's all they marry for. There's very little caring for the woman. They're just caring for, they got a woman that just wants to take care of their selfishness as many times as
the ego
nature calls, see? So you see, if they're not careful, they'll fuse with the mind of the woman, and they'll be the extension of the woman. They'll have the confusion of the woman, so that after a while they become the reflection of the woman, the reflection of a woman's confusion, and have no control over themselves. All a woman have to do is get angry and get upset, and then be loving, you know, the good guy, bad guy routine. See, in other words, she wants her own way. All she has to do is offer him that little love, and he comes down. It's very exciting. He comes down to accept it, and then she wants her own way again. Then she becomes ornery and mean and stubborn and cruel and
women, huh? Happy wife, happy life. The old ball buster, huh? And again, it doesn't matter what you. I see why the scriptures say you're reduced to a loaf of bread. I see now. I completely understand now why it says you're reduced to a loaf of bread, because it doesn't matter what you achieve on the external. It's still reduced to a loaf of bread when that woman just bats her eye. You guys see why I call dudes court jesters and stuff, man? I told you we tying it into society, bro. We tying it in. I'm starting to pull back and see. That's why I deduced Potiphar and Ahab's, too many of them in positions of power.
How to vet them. You know how to interrogate them. Because a lot of y'all don't really know how to.
Let me see if I can find this Corey Holcomb. I should have had it ready. Let me see if I can find it. Corey Holcomb said something similar to that. Let me see if I can find it. I might not have it. Let me see. I think this is it. Let me see.
I think it's a frustration.
No, that's not it. Damn it, I can't find it. Damn it, I should have had it ready. Anyway, man, Corey Holcomb pretty much confirmed that too about dudes choosing the wrong women. Dudes be picking women that they be lusting with the eye. That's why I say hot box tunnel vision. And again, dudes be hooking up with Ted Bundy, Richard Ramirez's, Pookie's concubines, because they lusting with the eye, thinking they ain't shit. They want to get some stink on their finger, lying to themselves. A lot of them end up putting them in wife positions. This woman ain't got no business being a wife because she's already been imprinted by a dude who viewed her like she ain't shit and she ain't ever forgotten. Then dudes putting babies in them. On child support. How many dudes bitching and complaining about child support? That woman wasn't there when you was freaking skeeting inside of her. She was already belonged to another dude. That's why dudes bitching and complaining. You up here putting a kid in this woman. She can't even freaking compare to you. She can't even freaking pair bond to you. And again, for the normies, I don't care about the men because the dudes that are knocking them down and imprinting them aren't the majority of men. So I don't care about the men. I don't care about the dudes. Y'all are flocking towards a small percentage of men. I don't care about the dudes.
Y'all don't know how to vet them. You know how to interrogate them. Love is not something that you should fear, although a lot of women actually do, especially what we call real intimacy. A lot of women are afraid of it. They'll fuck 1,000 dudes and use the word love, throw it around, but a lot of women avoid the pool. They avoid the water, in my example, meaning love. They avoid the water altogether. They might put their feet in it.
If they even do that, they gonna dip a toe in it. The dude up here drowning in love, he drowning in 3-foot water. She might dip a toe in it. She may dip a toe in it. And if you look at romance, what is romance? What is romance? Generally speaking, romance is the man going out of his way to try to win the woman over. You rarely will see a woman try to win a man's affection. It's always a guy chasing a woman because she's the prize. That's romance. That's why when cats talk like the way I'm talking and stuff, that you're bitter, you're hurt, you're an incel, you get no bitches, you're just angry, you're gay. And the men that mold themselves, they say the same exact thing. And I can tell you a couple or three things when I talk about not having sex. That's why I can tell dudes who base their self-worth on women. I've been able to see this. That's why I disassociated myself from the red pill at the very beginning. When I saw all these gumps who were freaking romantic gumps, and all of a sudden now you want to get all this knowledge because the reality of your nice guy illusion was shattered. Now you got all this wisdom. And that's why I say I can't really take guys like that serious. And this is my opinion, because if the illusion of the nice guy romantic Mr. Gump wasn't shattered, most of these dudes would still be thumbing their nose up at guys like myself, calling us bitter and hurt and gay. Me and my girl, we're great. You guys are just upset. Tell me I'm wrong on that. That's why I don't take a lot of those cats serious. And then a lot of these dudes just mad because they still want to get laid like Boots and Chaz, or they're still just romantic gumps and they want to live in that fairy tale happily ever after crap. That's just how I see it, man.
Anybody's gonna drown in love, a bitch wants the man to. So she's gonna play it safe. She's gonna be careful. She's gonna have walls and tactics to keep her from falling in love. But in truth, a man shouldn't fall in love either. But at the same time, if he's healthy, he shouldn't avoid it. So what I teach men is to stand in love.
That's fair.
If you stand in love, you never drown. But you're also not like dysfunctional people who are damaged, that's afraid of the water. I'm always in the water. And loving a woman for me is easy because I love myself.
I love myself. I love myself. And that's why I said at the core of all this, man, this is dudes that can't stand being by themselves, dudes that hate their own company, base their self-worth on a woman, and will do whatever it takes to try to win her. And women see this. They see you coming a mile away. Where's she at? Where's she at? Damn, where my girl at? Did I save that one? Dang it, where my girl? I thought I had that one.
Leave your vow never to sleep with another man is a good one. Good for the painting.
It's not a vow, it's just... I think when men want sex, they become hilarious. Like a dog, when you pick up a lead. He knows he's going for a walk.
Like a dog when you pick up a lead that knows he's going for a walk. I find men who want sex hilarious. Want to know why? She's been banged out already by the dude she couldn't conquer. And she knows when you don't have those characteristics by the fact that you're willing to play her little game. You're willing to wait 90 days. I'm going to take me on a date. You need to take me on a date. You can't take me to the Cheesecake Factory. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to work harder after the fact. And that's her right to do this. But what type of man do you think this woman's going to get? A man who stands in the pool or a man who's drowning in 3-foot water? And these women know the type of man they're going to get. That's why they be getting upset.
I don't care about a man's potential at all. I don't. I care about his productivity, because now you wake up with the man in his boxers on your couch in your refrigerator scratching his balls, talking about when his dinner ready, and he don't even know how much your rent is. Right. There's no way. I don't play sleepovers. I don't play house. I don't do none of that. That's not my. I don't play those type of games. There's no way a man is sleeping up comfortably or even coming over talking about something. I want to chill. My house is not an entertainment system, baby. That's not what we doing. You want to take me out, court me properly, date me properly, and I'm not a virgin. Let me tell you, it's harder to get my now than it was then. I don't care about a man.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
That's that woman's right to do that. But again, get banged out in your 20s, get the emotional soul ties, get the imprint of men that can't conquer you, then get up on these platforms talking about a man has to work harder to get you after the fact. After pooped and skeeted in you and gave you all the emotional ties, he has to work harder to get you after the fact. I don't go back and forth, guys. I don't go back and forth. It's pointless.
Too much talking, 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 too much talking.
That's that woman's right to do that. What type of man you think she's gonna get? A man who stands in the water or a man who's drowning in 3 foot? These women know this. They know that's the only type of man that's available to them. That's why a lot of them they'll choose to stay single, or they'll get involved with him temporarily and then divorce him, and he'll be making MGTOW videos. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, bro.
Tactics to avoid love. I'm standing in love. What I won't do for any bitch or for love itself is lie in it. You don't fall in love, you stand in it. And when one stands in love, it's because he loves himself. That's why I won't let myself drown. Because I love myself.
I love myself. This don't apply to a man who bases his self-worth on a woman.
Need my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I need my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever want that to be confused nowhere.
This is romance.
So much of who I am is because of who my wife has been in my life.
This is romance.
It's because of who you've been in my life. You have given me everything that I need to have the desire and the drive and all of that stuff developed in me to want to be able to become more, to do more, to be more intentional, to give a little bit more effort, to show up better for myself and in the world and all of that stuff. Like, you contributed to a lot of that. And I've learned that being with you. And that's how you've contributed to me being able to learn a lot of the lessons that I've learned as a man, as a husband, as a father.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a lot of that stuff just from us being together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't have learned these things had you not been there.
Mm-hmm.
So I give you all that credit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you created a space for me to be able to learn that stuff and to grow in those ways.
Yeah.
Like, that's what my wife does for me. That's what my spouse, my partner, my best friend, that's what she does for me. That's what you have done for me.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you guys notice the whole romance witchcraft programming, it's always the guy acting like that. You never see a woman do that to a man. It's always the guy giving the woman flowers. That's romance. Why is that? Because we live in a society that has bent the knee to the Jezebel spirit. We have too many Potiphars and Ahabs in positions of power. I see why the scriptures tell you to guard your mind, your body, your soul. Because everything at its core is based off dudes who are drowning in 3-foot water. This is why I talk about society. This is why I play the tracks. This is why I sit up there and again, dude, people don't like when I do that. This is why I sit up there and play the where my nigga at? Where Rick Ross at? This is why I play these tracks, man. It all starts here, man. It all starts here with the popular songs and trends, molding the styles, molding the youth, and then it's just the assembly line of just freaking executables. I was gonna bump it. Let me continue.
Share with the woman. You don't sacrifice yourself to death for a woman or for your family.
Or for your family.
A woman is supposed to move into your consciousness. She's supposed to adopt your philosophy in life. Philosophy for a lot of men comes later, which is why the most natural thing, whether you like it or not, is for a younger woman to be with an older gentleman. Because a lot of times the things that she actually wants in the younger man don't come in a younger man. It comes in an older man. Right? The attributes that she wants. And the attributes that a developed, superior man wants in a woman, a lot of times is not going to come from an older, jaded female.
Who's already had her bottom knocked out. Who's already got the emotional scars. The society we live in. What do they tell men, older men who got their shit together, who date younger women? They try to shame them. They try to make them feel some kind of way. Why is that? Because most of these women are, again, have sex in your 20s, have all your fun, and then when you're older and stretched out, you still have value. This is what the Potiphar and Ahab simps tell them. Ain't nobody arguing. This is just, it is, the programming's here. You can go out there and find it. He'll be there. He's not there. That's why they get upset. You guys want to date younger women. You guys are intimidated by older women. Because the television told them that it's all going to work out. And they realize now that they were lied to.
To put on my wall in academia, but I have a master's degree in being played by men, used by men, told everything I want to hear to get me in them positions. And I am, to be honest with you, I'm just going to be real about it. I'm very upset by being made a fool out of.
What type of man is going to take them seriously after the fact? Who's going to take them seriously after she's been banged down, created their emotional soul ties? A man who stands on love, or a man who's drowning in it? Who's drowning in a 3-foot pool? It makes me think about that all my Gen X. Remember that Robin Hood Men in Tights with was it John Little drowning in that pool? Help me! I can't swim! I can't swim! Help me! Women know the type of dudes that's available to them. That's why a lot of them are upset. A lot of them will choose the desert over hooking up with a man that she don't want to be with.
Or does any other woman feel like I'm pretty, I'm smart, I'm educated, because educated and smart is different. I'm business minded, I'm a good mother. Like, I have all these good qualities about myself. I'm healed. I go to therapy. I heal my inner child. And I'm still single. And the only people that's checking for me is people that I don't want.
That's the only type of dude that's going to play that game. A man who basing his self-worth on the external. 90% comes from the outside.
Developed, superior man wants in a woman, a a lot of times it's not going to come from an older, jaded female. The longer she lives, the more baggage she has. Age for a man and a woman is not the same.
We live in a society that tells them the opposite. Women be believing that, thinking we equals. And the sad part is when you actually have men that be agreeing with them too. You actually have men. I remember I saw a video a while back ago. It was a comedian was roasting this guy because he was a 44-year-old in the spot with his 22-year-old wife. Not his girlfriend, not some broad he's tricking on like Coach. His wife. And the comedian's roasting him, talking about the age gap. His wife, y'all. You can do your own research, but Google the age of consent in the United States. You'll be surprised with the answers that come up. You'll be surprised. Google the age of consent. This is why they try to shame you. This is why who wants one who's already been out here in the streets getting all the sausages. And again, they don't think there's anything wrong with this, by the way. I'm all kinds of sexist pieces of shit, misogynistic, because we live in a society where dudes bent the knee to the Jezebel spirit. This is why I talk through most people. Ain't nobody arguing. I don't argue. I don't go back and forth. Ain't nobody acting like the dudes that mimic the women they have sex with. Don't do all that, man. You don't have to. You don't have to say anything. You don't got to do all that back and forth. You just exist and be in it.
They're quite different. Talking about Mother Chaos. Know this. The underlying reality of all life. The underlying reality of all life is the eternal battle between light and darkness. There is no such thing as chance or luck. And so the way that our lives are set up is very intentional. It's tailored. Like a suit. Your life and your experiences within your journey is like a tailor-made suit. It's tailored just for your soul. Just like your body was tailor-made for your soul. The underlying reality of all life is the eternal battle between light and darkness. And when it comes to humanity, darkness plays a key role in fostering the devolution of human consciousness and soul. Parents, the dynamic between our parents is a lot deeper than whatever mistakes that they made. I hope that you're listening to me. The dynamics between our parents is much deeper than the mistakes that they made or the choices that they made. If somebody brings the pieces of a chess game to, let's say, a coffee shop, sometimes old school cats would do stuff like that, you know, coffee shop that they frequent, and then different people can sit and play with them, you know, whatever. Before you play, the board has to be set up. Your life is like the chessboard. I'm saying before birth, while you're in the womb, the board is being set up. for the game to go a certain way. The pieces are set up in a certain way. And just like the queen is right next to the king, right? On the chessboard. What is a major influence in a man's life, right, is his first idea of the feminine principle, which is his mama. Mother chaos. And the board is set up in a certain way. And so as we come into adulthood and we look back on the mistakes that our parents made and the people that raised us and the people around us when we were being reared, it runs much deeper than that, because pieces on a chessboard, they don't set up themselves on the board. You need a hand that does that.
Some people are stuck behind the 8-ball, man. So that's why I said, if you're in a situation where you've been spared a lot of what some of this chaos people going through, you might want to count your blessings. That's why I say that ties into the generational curses, man. This stuff's spiritual, man. Y'all better make sure you get your shit together before y'all popping out kids. But that's pretty much the gist of the video, man. I just like that analogy about falling in love. You're willingly getting in 3-foot water and drowning yourself. And dudes are molding their personalities on that archetype. And there's a reason why everything is the way it is, man. Molding themselves to women who can't even pair bond. And we live in a society where they think it's the woman's side, they think that's normal. That's all good. Go out there and get all the soul ties and then get you a nice guy.
You give him a chance, girl. When you find a guy that seems a little boring to you and maybe you don't have all these butterflies, that's a really good sign. Here's why. Because a lot of single moms like you and I are used to toxic relationships.
Ain't just single moms, it's any woman that's out there in the streets getting throttled, getting all the sausages.
So when you meet a good man and you're like, nah, but he's a good guy, he's like a good dad, he's a good human, he's got a good job, like I don't know, I just don't feel butterflies. This is good. Butterflies are a bad sign. If you have butterflies instantly, someone's trying to love bomb you. That's not good. The real butterflies are peace. Do you feel peace when you're with this man? Then keep dating him. Give him a chance.
You know what trips me out about all this? Think about the energy that these women flock towards in their natural default state. Before they get burned and they want to get all this wisdom and find Jeebus. Where are they flocking towards, generally speaking? Are they flocking towards godly men, or are they flocking towards the opposite? In their natural default state, before they crash and burn, and then want to sit up there and tell me, I know my worth after the fact. That's interesting right there. But that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to. This is why we live in a society that has bent the knee to the Jezebel spirit. That's why these women get on here talking like this, because they're dealing with men who they're settling for. That's all this is, man. Move accordingly, bro. Move accordingly. But that's pretty much the video, man. I ain't really got much else to add on that, man. I think I've proven my point, man. Hey, man, the milk's been spilled. The die has been cast. All you can do is move accordingly. But yeah. Are you gonna stand on business, or are you gonna sit up there and drown, download the romantic simp programming, which the society wants you to do, because that's what a real man is, being a romantic gump, trying to make her happy, trying to be the square peg in the round hole. This is why I say it, bro. This is why I say you're a court jester, man. That's the only type of dude that takes them seriously after the fact, man. Hey, it's been a minute, man. Y'all see why I say you got to be a court jester to download this programming, completely ignoring all this truth, and you're just going to double down on the gump romantic programming, huh? Happy life. I need my wife. I got to make her happy. I ain't nothing about my wife. I'm so motivated now that she loves me. You become sure yourself only because a woman loves you. The track has to play, bro. the track has to play, man. It's what it is, man. Hey, man. Survey says one more for the good guys. Hey, don't be a court jester, guys. Don't be the guy with the roses, man. Unless you're a masochist. I mean, some dudes are masochists, but hey, man, it is what it is, man. That's all I got. I am out. Later.